you doing? You playing pretty good? Feeling good? What do we usually work on hitting mechanic stuff today, or what do you want to do? What's like the highest priority for you? Service E, okay, let's do it. Yeah, we can do like one quick round of like non-assisted system, and then we can spend the rest of the time on service E. Always good just to like reminders on some of the mechanics, and then we can do some faster. You said you guys won 3 and lost 1, so 3 and 1. Dude, that's huge. When was the last time you got 3 and 1 in your program? What's that? 14 and 15. Yeah, no, that's awesome. Good job, man. That is exciting. Are you guys 5? Oh, you're 4 right now.
Our baseball.
Weird. That's cool. That's awesome. Who'd you guys lose to? Were they good? Oh, really? Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. Shoot. Not helpful. Good.
We learned from that game.
Jump on the end. Let's run these out of system. Let's see what's going on here. What do you feel?
I love CrossFit.
Yeah, and it's just your third step. Remember, third step, that's got to be that bigger, more dynamic. Yeah, just get here so that way your fourth step can always come here, right, at that 45 with it, and not so long so you can drive up. Because like when you're jumping on this, remember, you want to feel, if your head angle's at 45, when you're pushing, you want to feel like your hip, your shoulder, and your head are all pushing up and into it at the same time. Does that make sense? That way you get loaded, and in the air, then you can just focus on your pull width. Pull width. In the air, pull width. So you let it get behind you a little bit. And so remember that, and that's why your chin line and that open foot, they go together. That creates momentum. Momentum line swing. Yeah. So you're going back to chicken wing on your double arms. Just try to go straighter. Because on the chicken wing, on blocking, I love on the approach. Because you're not trying to save time. You're actually you don't need to save time. You want to get more of a pendulum out of it, right? In blocking, you kind of have to, because we get here on blocking, and then it's like here on the block, right? But you still go straight arms back, because you want the pendulum effect. But on hitting, you can go full. Because remember, we have to get our arms all the way back, and then we've got to get our arms up into 45, right? Because that's where we're throwing our momentum, and then off our toes, what happens? Right? And then you can pop and go. Try to extend your hip into it. Now switch it there. You feel the difference on that? That's a nice glide. Now just try to get your head up and through it a little bit more. Glide. Ready. Up and through it. Up and through it. Glide. You're on your way down. Yeah, that's why again. So I would say, yeah, just 1, 2, huge 3, hop 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what, you notice your angle of approach is actually taking you where? It's more middle, and so that way the ball is not guaranteeing your cutoff. So remember, especially out of system, you want to be able to cut it off at least to the corner. The better the set, the sharper your angle, the worse the set, the more the corner. But you've got to at least start your first steps at the corner, right? So start your corner, now attack it on a good set, right? Without letting that kind of drop past you. So your corner, now attack. Yeah, what do you feel?
Kind of slow.
So yeah, so you're kind of like, your third step's going very, very, very small. Yeah, you want to lengthen that, almost like double the length of that, right? So 1, 2, double the length, now go. Good. Lengthen, go. Good. So when you lengthen the third, what do you feel? Then it allows you to have that up angle push, but when you shorten the third and you lengthen the fourth, it always forces you out, so then you lose your high leverage into the ball, right? There you go. Big length and go. Yeah, there it is. That looks a lot different, right? Big length, go. 4 balls. Big length, go. A little out of your body there. Yeah. Remember, the idea the left hip gets there. So as you throw the right hip, so again, it's closing that door, right? You get hinge side, so your door side your handle side can decide where you're going to swing. Hinge side, better. Sure.
So we just run high balls. But we're going to work on those throughout the season.
Okay. Well, I'll keep setting you goes just because like it's probably just good to see it, you know. And as you know, they're like way easier to hit. What can we tell about that? It's a little out of frame, and how do we know? There's side spin, right? You can always tell the spin based on the spin. Swing. Swing. My bad. Good job. Again, keep that chin on corner, right? And so just think about the acceleration pattern, slow to fast. Sometimes you go a little fast out of the gate. Just, you walk, you control, like sprint, and then you go. Yeah, what do you know about your third step? It's very small. Does it hurt your knee when you take a longer step? Yeah.
I learned in coach, but they never emphasize on my
So right now we just, again, long and free. You want to feel a separation from your body. You want to feel, because right now you're kind of like keeping your heel with your hips. You want to feel a separation of your heel and your hips when you go this. That'll force you to go faster on your fourth step, and then you can't take a long fourth step because for the separation, feel this, like when you're separated, right here, and keep your chest up, so lean back a little bit. Now put your feet where you feel balanced. So you're going to balance here, and this angle is going to force you to jump up, whereas if you go here, right? If you take a small step, where do you feel balanced? Longer, and then where are you going to go? You're going to jump out. Yeah, so that's why you want to feel separation of your third step from your body. Okay, long, away. separated from your body. Nope. Yeah, you can, every time we're like almost hop stepping and not separating, what do you feel athletically? You're just lower. Yeah, you're just lower. So it's a little scary because you have to like get out of your, it's a full commitment, but we want the full commitment, because when you have the full commitment, you've got to respond quickly, right? So it's like all in on your jumping. The other jumping style is a little cautious in the sense that, yeah, you may get to your feet to the ball. I don't want to say easier, like maybe more, you'll get your feet to the ball more controlled, but you're giving up what? Athleticism. And we want to build athleticism into this. So separate, now go. And there's no question what makes you more athletic here. You know what I mean? So just on an out-of-system ball, separate. Nope. And I think out-of-system especially, if you're feeling like you're having to like off-speed or like control speed a lot of balls, we know why. It's your third step is not getting you high enough, right? So on the high ball, separate. I mean, why, like that's, if that was like just a little separation of your feet and you can get that high and you can create that kind of shot, why in the world would we ever not do that? That was a fantastic controlled swing, but you got simply higher because you separated your third step from your body. And then you just have to keep doing that. The difference in how high you jump is like amazing. Like there's a huge gap between, right? So separate it, now go. When you have more athleticism, what does that set you up for? Just, it's a natural, yeah, it's like a natural like builder of like more speed, right? With more speed, you're gonna hit the ball harder, just naturally, right? So there you go, so separate, now swing. Where's your head? So on a high ball, your second step, where should your head angle be? Down your, so you see the ball in my hand, as soon as I release, because it's high, second step, your head angle's here, and then the rest of it is just separate and go in a 45-degree angle. So you have 3 steps at a 45-degree head angle, right, on an out-of-system ball. So 45-degree, now go. So then when you track the ball in 45, right, you won't jump out because the only place to get it is where? So you'll more naturally want to separate your third step just because that's the only way you can get up to that angle. So there, head out, nope. You're hopping. Walk it. Walk, head up, drive, now swing. And that's where your chin line and your foot have to connect on, right? 2 balls. Up, now go. We'll go normal in-system ball hit. You ready? Separate your body, head up, swing. Grab your. Does that make sense though? And if we need to like break something down, we'll specifically work. I'll just kind of serve a little and see where you're at. Okay, there we go. just make sure that the energy is going where? The target side, yeah. Same thing. You have to see how your natural inclination is going to do what? Side. And that's like actually it's like the one move we never want to have. So the idea is you have to force yourself to not what? To never let your arm swing. What do you have to force yourself to do? Cut it off with your feet. Yeah, hold your platform, cut it off with your feet. Okay? So hold your platform, use your feet. There you go. And when that's the only thing in your head, it's like it's hitting. You want everything to be here. And when the ball is away from you, you realize I can't hit. So I can't whip. So what do I have to do? So I have to chip. If the ball doesn't get here, then I have to get used to doing this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? So if we can't do this, then you have to get used to doing this. Right? And that's the better move overall. Feet is not in a move. So what has to be in your head? Feet first. And there's not a single ball that doesn't have what? Feet. You're going to have feet on every ball, right? Feet first. So step every ball. Step every ball. Feet first. Step every ball. Yeah, it's going to be here. So it's just a shift of what? Just watch, hold this angle. Now move your hips and hold the ankle. So it's actually from where? Yeah, here, and you're trying to do it from where? Your shoulders. But remember, the way the platform works is only one way, which is where? Yeah, it's a triangle up to the midpoint. Triangle up to the midpoint. It's the only way it works, triangle up to the midpoint. So by going side to side, we lose all of our edge. And so how do we support that triangle? We support it inside your feet. Support it inside your feet, right? And so it's actually a pretty simple move, but we've got to get rid of this idea that I can move my arms sideways. My arms can't move sideways, they only move forward into the target. So I use my feet to do all the work. Okay. Second. My chest is up, so I want to see here. And when the ball is served, I have that push. So when you push, you know that your toe goes forward. Your toe has to go open, because you have to carry. And if you have to hit the floor, what do? You can bend your knee, right? And what if you go sideways and you have to hit the floor, then what's going to happen? Yeah, your knee doesn't bend that way. So A, you're not going to make the move, or B, you're going to hurt yourself. And what's more likely then? You're not going to make the move. Yeah, you just want to make the move. So you ready? So step open. Nope. Step open. What's your deliberate practice right now? Open your foot. There you go. Open your foot. That's your deliberate, right? Here you go. Open your foot. Open your foot. Get the ball. In a glide. You're trying to step. It's not a step. It's a glide, right? It's a push move. So if I'm here, see how I glide and that foot kind of drags with it? That's all it is. It's like a one-step push move. And then you carry your platform to the target. One-step push. Carry your platform. Just feel it, right? One-step push. Carry your target. Your hands are open yet. And so you just let your hands go where your knees are, because why? My hands are with my knees because that's my first move is here. Where are my hands always passing? It's like inside my knee, right here. Does that make sense? So my hands go with it. And then all they do is they hold on, target, and my chest has to be triangle with my arms, right? This is the base. So your chest is the base of your pass, your triangle goes here. And where's the only movement though? Back up to the middle, exactly. So you take your step, use your chest as your base, push. Yeah, but you're still aiming where? And where I want you to aim. Yeah, high. We don't pass the ball like 20 feet high. Right? So chest on, step over, pass on. Right? Pass on. Step over, pass on. Good, just that's it. And do you have to swing or do you just touch it? Because you're supported. Where's actually the support? The support is back here, so it's easy, right? You just support it every time. Slide and support it. Fix your feet, You gotta make that better step. But on defense, you're gonna get blown up. You have literally no move unless you point your toes. Because you can't take any space, right? You're trying to sidestep everything. And I know that, like, you know, people talk about shuffling your feet half this way. In actuality, your first step is always an open. It has to be open. It has to be open, right? It has to be open. And even if you just do this like 1,000 times, right? Take directional steps, open steps, right? Open directional steps. Open directional steps. Open directional steps. You do it over and over. Right? Go for it. Feel yourself. Yeah? Feel yourself push. Your feet have to start in wide base though, right? So you're here, wide base, step direction. Feel yourself fast. Cool. And this is your block move too, isn't it? Isn't it interesting? It's like your block move, it's your defense move, your servicing move. It's a move for so many things. So why fight it? Yeah, so instead of fighting it, just engage in it, right? You've got to make sure that's right. Let your arms just follow inside. Let your arms follow inside, right? Yeah, and so if you don't get it on the first one, then what do you do on the second one? You do another one. You're here. So it's like a double, right? It's like a double. That first step just hits there, your second step. There you go. So it's a 1 or a 3. Does that make sense? So it's a 1, you hold, or it's a 3. Does that make sense? You're not quite there, so you need one more to support. Right? So it's like a 1 or a 3, 1 or a 3, 1 or a 3, 1 or a 3. Always 1 or a 3. Ready? Good. 1 or a 3. Yeah, is it inside that foot? Fine. Okay, here's like the other thing you have to understand. So watch, so stand there. Okay, push your, get flat from the other. Okay, be strong. A little bit strong. Okay, stay strong. Your hands are like ouch. Arms are outside your feet, right? This is where a lot of times where you're going with the ball. Now I'll show you strong. Here we go. You're not strong because it's outside your body. It's lost. Now, so back to that position. Okay? Now, see how your last step on. You're not really strong. Now, here we go. Now. Okay, so strength equals control. So you're like supporting strength, or you're using your own strength. You're seeing the strength, you're going outside straight back. So I go straight, so open. This makes sense. Hands to the side. We're assuming this. Even if you're not doing this, it's in your level. You use strength line, so it's you're still getting support. So right now you're still your own strength. So like, when you go straight lines, that's what the foot line does for you. Does that make sense? Okay? So we step and we go, make a strength line. Point that up, yeah. So here we go. Yep. That's exactly there. Okay? So you're gonna step right. And then go. Okay? Just get used to it. I'm gonna tighten it a little bit so you can focus on the move. You go left, step your toe. Hold it. Good. You're just gonna feel it. Right now we just have to rehearse the move. Step right. But get there, keep the ball inside your feet. Your platform, your triangle has to be back where? Middle of the court, yeah. So what do you notice? You like to bring your arms away from the middle of your chest. Your arms stay in the middle of your chest. Because if you go away, it's like different lights, right? Yeah, so just hold in the middle of your chest. That means you have to be leaning into your space while holding that platform. You're gonna go left. Hold your space. And then it's very easy, right? You go right. Point your toe. Hold your space. Nope. Yeah, swerve your toe. That's what you're told. Yeah, it wasn't this way. You're just going. So again, so why did the ball beat you on the edge? Because you have no straight line. Yeah, you lost your edge. Because to get from here to here is awkward. So from here to here, where's the ball have to go? It has to go that way. Whereas if you go here, you can lean all the way through. Think of how much bigger your move is just by leaning all the way through. So watch, like put your weight all the way on your right. Open your right, like this. Okay, put your arms here. Here's target. Yeah, so in the middle of your chest, so your chest is here, you're here. Okay, now watch, you're gonna lean through. And you still, because you're supported, you still can cut the ball there. From here to here. would we prefer, a through move or a sideways move? We want a through move, right? So on these balls, step, lean through it. Lean through it. Okay? Okay? You step, lean through it. Okay, just control it. Find the ball. Find the ball. See your feet. Step through it. Step through it. Lean through it. And that's all it is. Just step through it. Lean through it. Okay? Now, see that's kicking. Even though you were here, what did you feel like? You felt in control, right? You felt like your movement was nice. You probably didn't feel freaked out. You probably didn't feel like you had to do anything. Remember, continuation moves are more valuable than the other way. So there we go. Lean through it. Good. Okay, left. Lean through it. We gotta get down left and left. Step. Open the line. Open line. Go. Good. And that's literally the move. So like if you serve a ball, just watch my feet once you release. What are you going to notice? I'm going to point my toe. Simply by pointing my toe and holding my platform, what happens? I need to look at the ball, to be honest with you. Like this. I step to the ball, my arms there. What happened? I didn't aim, and the ball was perfectly passed. Because this, with this together, equals that 100% of the time. I just have to be good here, as long as I'm carrying my passing with me. If you're carrying your passing with you, it's like, it's the easiest thing in the world. So where we maybe need to do a way better job. First step, get there. First step, get there. First step. Nope, with your feet. Right, so if I have a ball coming forward, I'm going to be here. Open your line. Step. So step to the direction. Literally, you just step to the direction. See how my chest gets there, my feet get there, and now my arms can go where off my chest. So I have a lean continuation move if I need it. Or I can get around it, right? Depending on what the play calls for. But what am I not moving? You'll never see this. Because it doesn't go towards the target. Those moves go where? So if I want a ball to go to target, why would I ever have a side-to-side move? Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? So there you go. So remember, think about it, see it, step through it. Good. And it's super simple that way. Right? Right? Step through your line. Point your toe. And push. Keep your triangle with your chest. That's why we go here and it's a funnel. Chest. What do you also notice it goes with? Man, isn't the chin like part of everything? It's crazy. So you find the spot on the ball with your chin and get your hands through it. There you go. Okay? And we want to aim forward or up instead of forward. Okay? See your spot? Point your toe. Right? And that's the other thing too, is like if you toss the ball to my right, when I'm tracking the ball, I'll see the spot on the ball that goes there. Does that make sense? And then what will I do? And I'll just cut it off. I'll see the spot. I'll cut off the spot here. Because I can see that. And so what do I have to do? I have to step to the spot on the ball with an open foot. If I step to the ball with an open foot, this carries this. How does that not go to target? It has to, right? It has to. There's no other option there. Here we go. Finish these. Step. That's absolutely right. That's fantastic. Here you go. Go. Good. Okay. Go. Good. Right? Go. Good. Because you're here, so you can do this, but guess what? Hands work inside the knee, inside the foot. So did you feel side to side or did you feel forward? Can you do this as long as it stays here? Yeah, 100%. That's great. It's a good move. Sorry, that's me. Bad ball, bad ball. Ready? Step, go. Okay. See it, or cut that off. Step, go, cut it off. Okay, ready? Step, go, cut it off. Good. And so the bigger we can make that first push move, the more court we can cover. So what if I do in one move, I've got 5 feet each way in one move. I've got 10 feet of serve receive, guaranteed lockdown. So if I have to do 2 steps, then what happens? I'm actually covering how many feet? I cover like 10 feet side to side, so I can cover how many feet? 20 feet. I can cover 2/3 of the court if I do this move right. Does that make sense? But the first move, the first step, the first push has got to be more athletic than it currently is. So maybe your feet a little wider, starting. There you go. Now you push and go. There you go. Because we want to create a big enough base starting that we don't have to go that far. What's the chance of them going more than 5 feet side to side without coming into my seam or with a passer? Not like this, so that's why I don't want to be stuck, but I do want to be loaded so I can push that move, so I cover more space, right? 5 balls. Cover more space. But your toe has to be, see how awkward it is for you here? When you're here, you can bend and knee, but when your toe is forward, you stop it. Because from here, you don't want to put pressure on your knee in the wrong direction. Just step to it. Point your toe through the spot, right? So you're trying to trap the ball, like with a soccer ball. It's like you're trying to trap the ball with your foot. Trap the ball with your foot and hold your triangle. Trap it. But it's a glide move, right? Trap it with that foot. Glide move. Here we go, give me two. One more each side. Pop. Okay. Step your toe direction. Pop. That direction. Good. So, and then you're telling me every time you're supporting that ankle with your foot, what's happening? Okay, so this is dedicate one time. And I would do it off the ball, because I think with the ball, you're losing context, right? So you have contextual interference. Meaning you care more about the ball than your foot, and when you care more about the ball than your foot, you don't know what your foot's doing, so you can't build a new neural pathway. So you're gonna have to probably do it off the ball a little bit, just get used to that move. Makes sense? Then that'll kind of